Yes.
Yeah, okay, it's on. Oh, sorry about that. I'll have to give everybody a chance to get back on. I'm sorry about that, y'all. I looked up and all of a sudden it said poor signal. And then it never would reconnect. So I'm so sorry. I hate that. And I don't know. I power down my phone and start over. And we do live out in the boondocks, so I'm using my phone because it's so much better than our internet that we have here. All right, so I'm putting that back in there. But the only thing I showed you, and I'm not sure how long I lagged. Me too, Chrissy. How long I lagged. I hate that. I'm so sorry. Part 2. All right, I was showing y'all this. I don't know if... Let me turn that light down. You can see... It's just a real light pink, but you can still see my lines. But I think now I'm just going to do the puffy paint, and then we'll move on to our window. And it can dry. But if it, I mean, it's kind of light, but if anything, I probably can go back and do another layer. Oh, all right, but I think before I do the puffy paint, I'm going to put the ribbon. I just kind of want to show you, for some people that haven't seen it, you know, how I start with the ribbon. This is the only, besides what you want to paint on here and waiting on it to dry, you know, putting this ribbon on can be time consuming, but as long as you make sure your ribbon is the length of your board like we talked about, it makes it so much easier. And I think maybe we only have to do the back, so get this on the other side. So I'm just going to go around to one side, the front. And not that much. Your ribbon doesn't, isn't real heavy, and it's on that wire, because I don't want little glue marks like right there. There we go. Y'all, and I have got to, I had to order me some off Amazon today. I was like, I'm breaking down and doing the right thing and get me some of those little finger protectors. And I had bought some. And the whole time I was like, I know exactly where they are. They're in this little basket that I really haven't used since I first started doing lives. Went all through that basket and they're not in there. And they're like purple or something, so I knew I would have seen them. I totally emptied the basket thinking they were in there, and they were not. So that means my craft, or Neely's bedroom, which is my daughter's room back that's kind of acting as my craft supply room right now, has eaten it. Instead of like the he who shall not be named, it's like the room that we don't talk about. But it's looking better, and the more I get the Christmas crap out of there, you know, and bring it out front, we do crafts, it's looking a little better, but it's really kind of sad. It's one of those hoarder looking rooms that when you have company over, you would not dare take them by this room. It is pretty scary. All right, hey, part 2. What brand glue sticks did you like best? All right, listen, today, because remember last night we used my last glue stick? I was going to get the Gorilla Glue sticks. But our Walmart is out of the big size for this. They had plenty of the little ones. At first, I thought they had just the short ones, and I was like, well, I'll get the short ones just to try it. Maybe if they work better, I won't use them as much. But when I picked up the bag on the bottom, they weren't tiny, but I guess, I don't know if this is like bigger than normal, but it wasn't tiny, but they didn't look as big as what I have right here. But what I like about these is because I guess I'm not picky about the glue sticks itself. You know, I am partial and picky to my glue gun. But these glue sticks they've worked fine for me. They hold everything pretty well. And I think they just say Ad Tech. They're not anything real special. I just love that they're long. They're the big ones and they're long, so you don't have to replace them as much. I laugh because one time I bought this 4-foot long glue stick. Now don't get me wrong, it was awesome to start your project. And I mean, I didn't craft as much as I do now, because like I said, I hate to craft alone. So I mean, I had this glue stick in here forever. But when it started off, it would hang off if I had it on here and be on the floor. It's 4 foot long. But if you crafted a lot, that would be pretty awesome. All right. I'm trying to be a little meticulous about this just because I'm trying to clean up my edge. So you don't want to just kind of throw it on there a little haphazard. I want it to really clean that edge up. All right, and let's cut it off. And then we don't have to finish the white, but I'll just show you the puffy paint, what I'm going to do. Which, you know what I've got to, okay, I can do it right here. I've got to leave a little hole. I'm going to kind of bend that back for the stick that I have. Now, I don't know if y'all shop at the Dollar Tree. I'm hoping because you're crafters that you go into the Dollar Tree. But I don't know if you've ever noticed, and I guess I've never really paid attention. Do they only have it when it's like maybe barbecue season, the summertime? I don't know. But sometimes on our end aisle in our Dollar Tree, they will have like mustard and ketchup and barbecue stuff, and they have these huge skewers that I think they're like hot dog skewers. Like they're supposed to be able to like roast marshmallows or cook hot dogs over a fire. You know, they're huge. They're probably, I don't know if it gives the measurements on here, but 32 inches long. They're pretty long. I got these one day with the like, what do I ever do with these? And I think I've cut them up and used them just as regular dowels. But these are what I'm going to use to make some of the longer picks over the next few days that we'll make. So there's some you can stick them in a tree. And to me, the longer the pick stick, the more stable your pick is when you put it in a tree. I mean, there's some that they've been so short that I have added to them. Because like I said, don't you hate when you put them in your Christmas tree and a couple days later you see one kind of all cattywampus in there and just pitiful? That's what I'm going to use to put in the bottom. Now, I definitely won't need all this, but I like that it's going to be long. So, I'll put it up in there. And right now, it'll just kind of stay like that. But especially if you used a piece of styrofoam or anything like that, it will work perfect. So, there's at least that side. I'm not worrying about the bottom. I hadn't, my tree top. Gosh, I mean, the light is just not really good, is it? All right, well, maybe I can take a better picture of it. But this stuff is really, really light. The little fine, you can't even see it when I hold it up to show you. It's really light. All right, so when we bought our house 2 years ago, it was a finished basement, and down there was a bedroom. Well, we don't need it so much. I have a craft room. I love it. I can make a mess and shut the door and walk away. Yes, that's what it is. But when I have to start put my leg over stuff to like climb through. I don't know if you ever watched that show Hoarders, and they have to walk down the hall sideways, and it is a super sad room because I love tablecloths and matching and doing tablescapes and all that. So I have like bins of tablecloths. I probably could have built her a bed and just put a mattress over some of those bins. It is not an accident that I named this crafting little Facebook thing Sin's Crafting bin, because bins, I mean, I have so many. It's ridiculous. That's my thing, is to go get a bin every time I call myself putting them in the bins, and I'm going to have it all together and organized. But when you have so many bins, then you can't find what you're looking for. Speedman Glue says, I'm so thankful for your tip on gluing your new stick to the end. Is that not like the best tip? Summer, the very first crafting show I ever watched, that's what she said. She was like, listen, I found this, you know, and I guess she was just passing it on from somebody else. And she said she put the glue stick on the end, and why as crafters did it take us so long to figure that out? Because that is probably one of the best tips I ever got. All right, so now we're gonna start on our window. I wanted to show you first a good little tip if you say, you know, go to Goodwill or you go to the Dollar Tree, because even at Walmart, when you buy, if you go back to the little craft section where they have pieces of wood, they have like little windows, pieces of metal that you can make different signs of it. That stuff to me is not cheap at Walmart. I would suggest always going to Hobby Lobby when they do their 50% off sale on craft supplies, because I think I bought a little window in there and it was like $10, and you know, that's just really too much. And it really was only probably about this size right here with a couple little windows in it. It's extremely heavy. So I always suggest go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's, a good crafting store when they have sales, because they're going to have some really good prices on especially the hang-up stuff. System with small bins. Yes, that is awesome. Okay. Yes, Miss Jane, I really do have all kind of stuff. I'm like a collector, I think, but it's a problem probably. But before we start on some windows that I have back here, old canvases, like if we ever like use a sign, or if my girls start a project, or if you go in the Goodwill and somebody's like painted a sign and you don't want what it is, and if it's like, you know, $1 or $2, or they have some of these on sale somewhere, like maybe this size, buy it and just strip the canvas off. You'll see the staples on the back where I just cut the canvas off. And some of them you get will just have no board in the center. It will just be the outside, which is fine. You have your 5-gallon paint sticks that you could make crosses in, but this one actually had, say like you use your 5-gallon paint stick to go this way, and then here's like 2 regular paint sticks that I could connect and make the top and bottom here, and then use one more to go down here, and then you have a cute little window. And all you have to do is stain them, distress them, and you've got a perfect little window. And canvases now at Walmart are not too bad, especially the little cheaper canvases that are a little bit thinner. Even if you see them on sale at Hobby Lobbies or Michael's when they do those packages where it's like, you know, 5 for $10. $2 will be like a good little project. You just take the canvas off and you can use the canvas or another project. I don't want this to be in the way, but what I have here are actually window inserts. Like, I don't know if you've ever, like in your home, if you ever had like a window that was just the glass plain. You can go to like a Windows special place, and I think they even have them at Home Depot and Lowe's now. And if you want it to look like you have window panes, you go and buy this insert, and you would stick this in your window. And you would, you know, if it's a basic size window, you can buy them already like this, and they have these little pins that stick in your window, and so all of a sudden you got a window pane that has windows. You can also get them, this is the same thing, but it's just a bigger one. But what we're going to do is make a little ornament swag out of it. First thing we're going to do is stain our little window. My room that I'm doing in there is mainly like a little teal, really light sea glass teal. So I have a lot of grays in there, and I found a new color that I really like today, and it's called Nimbus, and it's hard to tell you on my light, and y'all have dim my light, but it's a really, really light pewter gray. It almost looks like a wet clay. It's really, really probably one of the lightest grays you can buy. I'm gonna kind of, after I stain this with my antiquing or paint it brown, we're going to just wipe that over the top of it to kind of give it that distressed look. But I kind of want gray to be the top color on it. So let's grab our antiquing, and we'll just put this on here. And this is the one that you can put it on here and then wipe it off, or you can put it on here and leave it on here and let it be a little darker. But kind of actually wanted it to be a little darker than this white, because I want the gray to really show up on it. Organize my craft stuff in plastic. totes, then label them. Yeah, I do the label on them, but then, you know, when you got like a warehouse full of them, it's like you get lost. And why am I sitting here painting the back? That I'm not worried about. Okay. All right, so the good thing I like about these little inserts is not only did somebody give them to me for free, they're really light. So, you know, once we get our little swags on them, the Christmas stuff, Christmas ornaments on them, Christmas beads on them, when we hang it, it's just one last added weight to it. So I'm always thinking about stability and weight and, you know, hanging and that kind of stuff. Because if you start off with something heavy and then you're going to add more to it, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to hang it, and you have to worry about studs in your wall and that kind of stuff. And this is super, super light already. I bought one at Walmart, like I said, for around 10 bucks or whatever, and even though it's small, really small, it's heavy. I mean, and there's some things you want good quality, heavy things like that, but when you're crafting, I don't want it to be extremely heavy. Unless it's something that has to sit on the floor and it would help it not fall over. Let's see. Hey, Miss Pam. Yeah, Miss Pam knows where I got this from. Oh, Pam, I'm so glad that I saw you on here. I have your sack full of real cotton out of the fields. And it's dry, but I wanted to show it to you. I grabbed it, so stay on here for just a second. It is, I told you it's not long stems. Some may be some stems in here, but it's pieces like this. I mean, it's like really out the field, cotton. So, you know, it's not really all that clean. But I put it in a trash bag for you. And I will bring it to you Friday. Well, I'll bring it Friday, and Larry can take it back to you. Pam and Larry are the ones that gave me these cute little windows here. Don't you just love when you get something for free? I don't think I care if I won the lottery tomorrow. There's nothing like getting something for free. Love free stuff. Because then it's like you're like, ha, see, not only did I make this beautiful, so cute craft, it didn't cost a thing. I think it probably stems from me being able to tell Chris it didn't cost anything. Kind of that, ha, see, I am saving money. Because he says his mama, it started off with his mama, and he said, now that we would buy a tank if it was on sale just because it's on sale. Which I think all women are like that, because I don't think I know one person that doesn't like a good sale. And if you don't, then you're weird. And now you notice I'm not wiping it off. I don't really want it as light because it's already painted. It's not a wood color. It was like painted white. So it's going to show through a little bit more white than dark. But I'll still wipe some of it off. And I maybe need to find a new mode on my light, my little halo light I have up here, because I hate sometimes when I can't show y'all colors. And I thought I had it on a pretty light mode, but obviously maybe I don't. Alright, and I'm really not worried about how perfect this is. The big decision I've got to make in just a second is if I want to do the window lengthwise And I think I like it better up and down, but, and the only reason why I'm having to make this decision is because it's so skinny across, because for some reason I like it to have more length up and down. You would have, I put less things on it. And, you know, and I really want to have like a full little spray across. I want to be able to put two swags that go each way, or 2 picks that go each way, and a couple of ornaments. And then I want to be able to put like a little beads hanging down. And I feel like if I do it straight up and down, that I'll be limited on how much I can put. So maybe I'm just sitting here justifying it to myself, because I know that's what I'm going to end up doing. Okay. All right, let's see. Hey there, watching from Spokane, from Washington. I like sales, but I have to really want it because it makes me buy more than I need. See, well, evidently, hey, Miss Sue, I want you to watch the replay because I thanked you earlier for sharing my, and the kind words you said about my little crafting show on your Facebook page. Aunt Peggy sent it to me. It was so super sweet. And thank you for watching. But Miss Jane, I have no willpower. I mean, I'm like, have a problem, I think. I have a problem with supplies. I should say that. I'll get on these kicks where, like, when I go to Kirkland's, where I'm like, I'm actually going to buy something that I don't have to make, and it's just beautiful and just great. But then, you know, I'm like, I get super proud when I make something, and I'm like, you know, somebody says, oh my gosh, this is so cute, when they come to the house, you know, and you kind of get that little smile, and you're like, oh, I made it, you know, because you're so proud of yourself. I really am. It's not that I'm like, you know, I can make this and you can't. It just kind of makes me feel like, you know, I'm patting myself on the back, especially when I have moments like bless your heart. You know, I'm like, I needed that good craft last night, and the other little things we did the night of Bless Your Heart to turn out well, because she was just a little sad. I mean, I have really shied away from decoupaging since then. I'm like, you know, I'm really worried about my skills here. And then I'm like, I have to remind myself that that paper was really cheap, and I'm gonna get that little iron thing, and I'm gonna use that paper and see if that works. Watch it just lay down flat. And I'm like, it was me. All right, so it's gonna be a little sticky, but I'm still gonna go back with this little Nimbus, which is really light gray. I wish y'all could see it, but it's from Waverly Chalk Paint, and it's called Nimbus, and it's a really, really light gray, almost like you would just be washing something gray. Like what kind of like real wet clay looks like. Alright. Draw that off. You missed some. Oh, you talking about the end down there? I got it. You missed the bottom inside. I got it. Thank you so much, Sheila, for seeing that for me. My dad didn't have willpower with sales, so I learned early. Yeah, it mounts up. We all have those bless your heart moments. Yes, it was so sad. But when it completely dried, you know, when I sat down here and I said, well, maybe I'm just going to have to cut this side off. Well, I cut one side, and then it helped me straighten it up. So all I had to do was just run a little bead of glue. So I didn't have to take bless your heart completely apart, which was good. And I did the other side, so that way I made her straight. And I was like, you know, what am I going to... I was debating on what color. And I really came so close to just going to getting some material. And saying I'm going to cover up, because she was kind of... Because I thought if I painted it, you would see the wrinkle. Which you could once I did paint it. But I kind of liked it. At first, I just thought, you know, it's giving her some character. Then when I completely finished it, the wrinkle stood out to me. I wasn't terrible, but I think I would just know it because I'm the one that did it. But I wish I would have put the cloth on it now that I'm finished, but I'm not gonna, like, I wasn't gonna go back and take her apart because I thought, you know, she'll be okay. That's why I put like extra nice little pig stuff on her, and Gave her just a cute big bow. And put a really cute the bead little hanger on her, and I'll probably maybe put her in my Christmas tree. She might want to be one of those that's stuck on the side. But maybe one day I'll be able to look at my grandbabies, if I ever have any, one day and say, your Nana made this. You know, it wasn't one of her prouder moments, but she made it. Don't you want it? Don't you have to guilt my kids into putting it on their tree? And I forgot, I thought I wasn't doing any paint tonight, so I kept these clothes on. This is not the good shirt for it. Okay. All I did was kind of whitewash it a little bit, and since it's still a little wet, there's some places it blended in, and I really like it. Because it gives it that distressed look, like it was brown. I mean, like it was painted white, but then, you know, it's gotten a little dirty and it's been outside. I really like that. So we just kind of whitewashed it. So I've made the decision we'll do our little swag this way because I want to be able to put more things on it. I feel like it's a little too short to go this way, like this, and hang it up. But I want to put more things on it. And right here going, I'll just be so limited. I have another one I can do too. I always like to do two and see which one I like better. Let's say it looks rustic, light it. Thank you so much. And thank you for sprinkling. I was thinking about taking your tree idea like you did with the gnomes and making elves. Oh my gosh. And listen, at the Dollar Tree, they have little elf hats, and they had elf sequins hat. So even if you wanted to go buy the hat, like I got his and just made it smaller, they have them at the Dollar Tree. And like I said, they have them sparkly. Maybe you can put lights on them. That's all I could think about was putting lights on them. After she said, oh, you can put some battery operated lights in there, especially the girl. You know, the girl that has a beard. That known girls just have beards in our house. Which today Miss Pam told me that yes, they do. And I'm like, that's what we're going with. Okay, and I brought this out so you could see it too. We talked about it the other day. This is the little pack that you get at Walmart that has 3 different sizes, but it gives you 3 of each size in here. And the biggest one is 1 1/4 inch, that blue one. Well, at the Dollar Tree, you only get 3 in the pack. But I just wanted y'all to see how big this biggest one is. I mean, it's like, now that you, like, if that's 1 1/4, this one is at least 1 3/4. I mean, it's pretty big. So it was like a good little find at Walmart. And they had it in their, at Dollar Tree, they had it in their craft section. A pack of 3 different sizes. And they just get smaller. But I just thought this bigger one was, you know, a good find. Alright, so what we've got is some sprees back here. Now this I really like, and it's turning out to be my favorite, but you see how it's big and you can see behind it? I think I have a wreath outside, one of those really giant, they're grapevine wreath, but they're the big kind. The vines are really thick. And I think that it's just a little too see-through to do here. It needs something that's really pretty, you know, behind it, so, because you can see through this, which, even though it's my favorite. All right, so I have one here that's a little bit thicker, and I want to do 2 each way. And this little pick, let's see, came from Hobby Lobby, and it was like $3, but, you know, everything's 50% off now, so $1.50, and it's good. You get 2, 4, 6 little pieces, like, so really, you know, maybe 2 or 3 projects out of it. But let me see what else I have. I also have this, which is turning out to be my favorite, this little flock. I don't know if maybe I'm into flock this year. Maybe I might, for the very first time, get, you know, when you go pick your Christmas tree up and they're like flocking real trees. I've never done that, so maybe this year I may try. Or just maybe a traditional pick. And I got all of these, you know, because they had the sale at Hobby Lobby. I like maybe putting these 2 together. Because this is kind of like your basic. And this has just a tiny, I don't know if you see it, just a tiny little sparkle. Almost like a white, clear glass glitter in it or something. And maybe we can put one of those over it. Maybe we'll use all three. And then I've got different berries. Like if I wanted to keep at the end, I could maybe put, like keep it all white, and like my ribbon can be mostly like a burlap with white in it. I think in my bedroom that would look better, just because I don't think I'm gonna have anything traditional red and green in there for Christmas. So we may just keep it white. But I wanted to show you Hobby Lobby. They had some really cute picks. This is like, it's got little crystals on the outside of the bead, so it mutes it. It puts a little bit of red in it, but it's really light. And then I got one of these, and I normally don't like this kind of shiny, but I just thought they were so pretty, and it was 50% off, so it was $5 because this was regular $10. This is why I like to make my own picks. But I just thought about if I clustered these beads, I get 3 clusters, or if I did separate projects with them. I mean, they're really big. So I at least got one of those. That was probably the only one that I got that was maybe like $10. And I've got one right here that has like the red, but they've got gold with a little bit of the white on the outside of it. Maybe we'll do a little both of those. All right. So what I'm gonna do is pick some of these apart. And what I did was I got my paddle wire out, because even though I think some of this will hold up with my hot glue, I really want to give it some security. And I'm going to work backwards looking at you. That way I can be closer. It'll be closer to my side, so you'll be able to see it. Can y'all see it right here pretty well? I know I'm covering this side up with that, but can y'all see it? Because I can always back my table up. All right. So let's get those out of the way and do like a little bit of our background. Let's see if this is, I think it's wrapped around here almost like a, nope, I think I'm gonna have to cut it. And I hate to cut it so short, but this right here, I mean, that's a tough little wire. This one, let's see, we've got a lot of picks on this one too, and they're pretty heavy. Some of them are really heavy duty. They have an aisle in Hobby Lobby that you can go down that'll just be greenery, and I kept picking up all these pretty little beads and the colors to add, and I always forget to get enough of these that are just kind of your background, because sometimes when you look at stuff, they really have more of this than they have all the pretty stuff that I tend to grab first. And you can try to wrap this stuff on here individually, but I'm going to make little bundles and then put my bundles on here. I think that'll just be smarter in the long run. It may not be pretty as spreading it out, but I think it's going to be just better in the long run. Okay, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, and let's make this part first. Alright, so I really thought I would like the little in the back, but I think I like this longer piece in the back. So, cut off a long piece of this, because I don't think I'll need but like a little bit on each one, putting them together. And if you were making a wreath, the smart thing to do is make these bundles, you know, whatever you want to put on, and leave your wire whole and just keep going around then you don't have any part slip away. You don't have to worry about each one of these little wires. But because I'm going to spread it out on the top of my, well, hold on, we said we were going to do it this way. Put this one here, my next bundle this way, and then I'll have the other two going the other way, because I'm going to put a bow in the center and we're going to put some ornaments hanging down. And so get that about right there, and we're just going to wrap it. It's not very heavy, so I just only have to wrap it around here a couple of times. And I'm not going to cut this. I'm just going to leave it out, because then I'm going to put my next piece on there. And they're kind of somewhat sticking to each other already. So we'll put the next one. We'll put it more at the top of it. So go over this first one. So we're going to put things hanging down. So I'm going to put the greenery more up top. And we are done with that one side of the greenery. There you go. And it's on there really stable. You know, no matter what I do to it, you know, when I put it up, it's going to stay that way. Alright, so let me cut off another piece. I'm sorry I missed it. I love snow. Look, that flock gives. Yes. And you know, in the past, it's not that I didn't like it, but I thought, you know, that won't ever be something I really want on a Christmas tree. But for some reason, I don't know if it's because it makes the limbs look fatter and healthier, and that's why I'm just liking it right now, but I really like them. Okay. Start this piece, and I'm just going to go around it a couple of times. And I'm just going right around the tree. I mean, not to say, I don't want to say I know for sure that glue wouldn't give me any problem right there, but I mean, these picks have something on the top and the bottom, so you would really have to squish them down and to get the wire close enough to have something to glue it to. And I don't think I trust, even as hot as my glue gun gets, to hold it in place. You could always stick a small piece of Oasis here and here, like we did in our gnome hats last night, because you know, the more picks you put in it, it'll cover the Oasis up. So you can do that too. And Oasis would glue to this, but I would still wrap a piece of wire around the Oasis too, just to give it that little bit of stability. Okay, and then this piece. And I'm going to build more on the ends, just because I'm going to put most of my bow, and I'm going to put a fairly good little bow in it. And I've got some good Christmas ribbon. Good Christmas burlap ribbon. So, you know, in the center, I'm not going to worry so much about that. Alright, and we were going to put a little flocked piece in there also. And this, they came with, I think we are already cut 2 off of here. So I'm going to just get 2 pieces again. It's got a cute little flocked pine cones in here. And pine cones are a good thing to decorate with, y'all, because it doesn't, you know, they're not going to start dying on you like a, say, a Leyland cypress limb would. After a while, it's going to start drying out and look really bad. But this is not. And I should have kept me some more wire on here. But I like the little flocked ones too. I had to cut mine too. I got the same. Alright, so let's see. Do I want to go more here? Yes. Okay. cleaners would work good here too. I mean, you just probably want to get the green ones and make it where you couldn't see them. That was like way too much for that one little piece. Wish I would have thought ahead and left some of my wire hanging out. Really like the flat ones. But that's why I do like getting some of those ones. I'll open them up and see how many pieces. I mean, and that's a really good little piece to have gotten 5 pieces off of it. And there's 2 pine cones on it. Okay. Now you can get out some of your regular glass ornaments. I think would look really pretty right here. I didn't get any glass ones out. But I did get some that have, and I got them from the Dollar Tree. They have a cute little, almost like a sweater pattern on it. I'm sure it probably has some name that y'all know that I don't know, but they were really cute. And I think they had 2 different designs. But every now and again, you know, I get worried about them not matching, so I may have only grabbed the same one. No, maybe this one looks a little different. Yes, this one looks more, has a different pattern. But I'm going to use the 2 that match. Well, I'm going to go wild and crazy tonight and do 2 different ones. And when I walk in and every time I look at this, I'm going to see those are 2 different ones. Okay. I think I'm going to leave this little burlap thing for right now. I'm going to leave that on. Because, alright, so we're going to string those to hang down. And we're going to put some beads coming down it. And, you know, I wonder if I need to do more than one. I mean, more than 2. Yes. Why not? They were $1. And I really bought them with the intentions on taking this material off if I wanted to make like a little gnome hat or something. I just thought the material was just kind of really classic and stuff, and I liked it. But they really are pretty. Alright, so let's see. Let me grab my jute. I got everything down here hiding from me. Where are you, jute? It's good. Yes, 3. Yes, I like the 3 too. Okay, where are you? It's not funny anymore. I just had it. If y'all could see what it looks like in front of me, y'all would know why I can't find anything. Because it's the one that I need to tie my, and y'all, I have some really, really pretty ribbon, but we're going to have to use all white with just a little bit of red, and I have that. Here is my jute, a big one, so I can do this really quick and hang those down, but I still need the kind that I can do a beads, because I want to do some beads on it. Chris, I need you. Alright, we'll get our ribbon out in just a second. Okay, so, and I guess I really don't have to worry about how I'm going to tie it, because how I'm going to hold it, how I'm going to tie it will be hidden behind the greenery, so that part isn't going to matter. Well, I probably just could glue it. Y'all are probably thinking, why didn't she tie that before? I didn't know. Okay. Alright, and I'm going to put a little glue on this knot, even though I don't know why this ornament is super light, but we're just going to make sure. Alright. Yeah. Hey, does anybody else do this? I had to write on my hand today, like old school. I could not forget. When I left the church today, I was like, I've got to go by my sister's office. I cannot forget. I'll have to ride all the way back to town. So just like old school, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I know I won't forget if I write it on my hand, because I never write anything on my hand anymore like I used to. So now I knew I would, and I did. As soon as I got in the car, I was like, that's all I could see. Let's see. Is this writing on your hand? Ah, thank you so much. You think I look pretty tonight? I got my work clothes still on. We haven't been painting at the church lately. We took a little break from doing all our painting so I could actually wear real people clothes. And then I usually take them off some nights if I know we're going to paint. Ah, y'all. All right, I'm going to find this. I don't know what I did with it. We'll find it. Okay. All right, so if we have this, one, we'll let it hang down right there. This one we'll do pretty low. I want them to all be a different length. And I'm thinking that I'm going to try to pull this out. Ooh, yep. And just stick my, that way it'll just be one line holding it down. And I can just stick it in there with some glue. Y'all are so sweet. Say I look pretty. Y'all so kind, so kind. Okay, and I'm just going to use a end of a paintbrush, put a little dab of glue right there, and get that out of the way so you can see it. Take my jute, and it's a fairly thick piece of jute. I'm just going to stick it right down in there. And give it just a second to dry, which, you know, we've got to do more, which wasn't too bad. Now, and once again, I'm not going to worry right now like what it looks like where I'm fixing to tie it, because my boat is going to cover all this up. And I have not been able to make a big Christmas bow, so we're making a big Christmas bow tonight. And I'm just tying old, just, I don't know if knots have names, but whatever, just a regular old knot. I think all women tie. We think it holds anything. I know I do, until it's like thin little rope and it starts slipping, and Chris is like, you didn't put like a slip knot in it? I'm like, listen, I'm lucky I got that knot in there. Be proud of that part. Okay, so just like on the other one. And let's see. My bow's gonna be fairly big, but it can kind of nestle up in my bow. So we'll do this one about right here. And those pulled out fairly easy. Now, it did come from the Dollar Tree, so if you get some, don't yank it out and it fall apart. And you say, you know, well, that's what she did, because I gently kind of tore that out. All right, where's my little stick? I'm just going to poke this down in there. Don't come back out. Okay. All right, so there we go. We got two, and they're different levels. So this one I'll do fairly short. Is that gonna look weird that it goes up at an angle? No, we'll put some beads. I'm gonna have some beads on here. Chris, I could not find my jute. Some string. All right, I need you to go to Neely's bedroom, and at the foot of her bed, on the right-hand side closest to the TV, is a box that has, look, a lot of a lot of this in it, and I need some little tiny this. You can't miss it. The whole tub has that stuff in it. Thank you, thank you. Okay. All right. Let me get this in here. Y'all, he's just like the sweetest person in the whole world. Which I do wait till he gets up. At least that's what we do in the house. Me and the girl, we all do it. We're all sitting on the living room. The girl, I mean, from the time they were 10 years old on up. You know, and how you all sit there and you're probably dying for something to drink or you need something out of the kitchen and you wait until somebody jumps up and we all go, hey, get me this. Thank you so much. I have a roll of it, but you can see this is probably eating it over here. Thank you. That's perfect. So we all wait till we do that when one of us gets up. So I did at least wait till he came out and opened the door. Okay, so that's hidden too. All right, so if we do this one, all right, nobody is really saying anything, so I hope that the internet hasn't messed up. So we want to do this one fairly short. Well, I don't want it to be right on that hump, so let's do this one like super short. And then we'll put, I want to put like some beads hanging down, and we'll do like the long loop over here. Now, I'm going to gently pull that out. Ooh, and this was short. I did it really, really short. Okay. All right, let me give that a second to dry. It's trying to come out. Ooh, maybe I did it too short. I think this one actually, of course, the one that I don't need to have a big hole in it has a big hole in it. Okay. All it needs is just a second to dry longer. And I'm going to get my beads out. Now, I have these little shinier beads that I picked up at Hobby Lobby because they didn't have any more at Walmart. The original string that I got. Let's see. I know I've already got the string. Alright, we got white. So do we just want red? Or do we want the really faded red that we got at Kirkland's? No, I think that shinier red's gonna have to do. And y'all, it didn't, no. I have not used this brown on anything. Let me see. Nope, we're gonna go with the red. Okay, so let's see. And this is the first time I've gotten them at Hobby Lobby. At Walmart, I bought some and I got one string and they never had any more. Even Miss Dale. Miss Dale, I have your string. That's why I have 3. I'm like, why do I have 3? All right, this one I want to do pretty long. Because either you can hear do this piece or just do some little tails. I'm trying to see what I want. It looks good, looks good. Me and my granddaughter, that too. You look, okay, thank you so much. Okay, now y'all are talking. I was scared my my internet had went out again. So I'm thinking All right, let's wait. Let's put my bow on it and we'll see what we're looking like. Okay, so right now, so far, what we have is this. And we do have it. Yeah, now does that look going down in that angle, or should I do this one in the center longer and do this one, change those and speak now, or we'll be stuck with it after I put the bow? That is so cute. Okay, so you like it like this? Because that is bothering me. Oh, y'all giving me a heart. No, I like it. Okay, Sherry, y'all are awesome. Okay, so let me get my ready, and maybe we'll just find a place to put one little string of beads down, and then we won't have to worry about anything. And I've got my berries too that we still have to put on here. All right, so let me grab my, I have one big thing that is mostly, oh, there it is. And now we put that red in it, we can put this Merry Christmas in it. Okay, so I've got my 3 big ribbons and a little bit of that mesh, and I'm going to set this to the side really quick so we can make our ribbon, or make our bow. And I'm just going to make a little meshy poof behind my ribbon with this, so I'm not going to make it in my bow for right now, but I am going to use it. All right. And y'all see how I was like, well, I'll just keep this mainly white, but I mean, Christmas is just red and green to me. I know it's weird. All right, hold on. This. Beautiful. I like that. As is. Okay. Good. Pipe cleaner that is red. I don't even think I've used a red pipe cleaner yet. Nope. Alright, I'm going to dovetail this one. And this is just a plain jute, but it's got a, what do you call it, like a, that surges like a seam on the side of just red on the edges. So I really, really like this. Let's see. I don't want the tails too long because we got that. I may have to cut that. Alright. I'm just going to put this on here to hold it shut. And that's going to be kind of our base. And I'll fluff and change. And I'm probably going to have to cut that tail shorter. And this is our middle filler, which is just a plain jute color, almost like a linen color, really. Oh my gosh, I love bows. Love that. Alright, and this just says, it's really pretty. It's like a linen in the same line as that, but it just says Merry Christmas. Let's see if I can get that to show up for you. Merry Christmas. I don't know why it's not so pretty on here. I got to play around with that light color. Let's see. I have like a little remote for it. Let's see. Doesn't go down any further. Ooh, you can see it on that. That is the weirdest color. I would have never thought to use it, but evidently I can't see good, but y'all can really now see what they look like. Really good color. It's really pretty. Now I say that, you can't. It's a weird color. Alright, hold on. Oops, let me cut the ends. Better, good. Hold on. Who doesn't like a big, pretty Christmas bow? Better. All right, now see, you can see this Christmas a little bit better. All right, we're gonna put just the other mesh in the back. Which I don't want to see those ends. Here's our bow. And we're going to cut this tail off to match the other one. There we go. And then we're going to put this little mesh poof behind it. I love this stuff. It's so cute. Got the little cotton running through it. When I run out, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think it's gonna be enough. Little poof behind it. So I don't know if you can see it, but go out as far as I can. Gather, gather, gather. And then now you can see it. Okay. So let me get another pipe cleaner and we'll put it on our window. This is kind of weird doing it towards y'all, but being closer to me, actually, I don't have to lean over it and y'all can see what it is. And I'm just going to use my pipe cleaner that I'm going to use to hold this. The window is so small, I have plenty of pipe cleaner to go around it. Oops. And then I just smashed my bow that I took all that time fluffing out. Okay. So there we go. Alright, so far I hadn't did it down, but so far this is where we are. My phlox pieces. Am I closer to this side than I am the other side? Yeah, just a little bit. And then I'm going to stick little red berries in my little stuff up here too. Or we can see what the white looks like either way. And it's still super light. When I hold it up, I mean, these are just a real light styrofoam. The bow's probably got the most weight on it, but it still doesn't weigh that much at all either. And I'll finish fluffing this up. But y'all give me some hearts if you like it. And I kind of did the bow a little crooked, like did it at an angle that I'm kind of liking. You can see a little bit more of the greenery on this side, and it wouldn't cover up this ornament over here. Let me look at it, like put it back towards me so I can look at it a little bit more. Maybe put that behind it. Yeah, and that's, I like that kind of curling up front a little bit. Okay, I don't know, now it's starting to sag too much, but you know what we have? A trusty pipe cleaner, if none else. See, it's starting to kind of want to sag, and I don't want it to do that. So let's grab another pipe cleaner, probably because it's wide. And I don't think I need to add any beads. You know, I've been putting beads on a lot of stuff, but the more I look at it, it's just like really like pretty and elegant and classy, kind of just like it is. All right, go through there. Oh, goodness. What is the problem? Okay. Well, if anything, you know it's steady because I'm flopping it all around and it's not really going anywhere now. The balls are jumping around everywhere. Okay, there we go. Now that won't go down. That one still may be a little, let's see if I can make that a little bit. That one is gonna, oh, hold on, this one's flipped up. Okay. This one over here is gonna annoy me. So, I got a good solution for it. I don't think I put any glue on it or anything. So, give me just a second. This is a bless your heart ball over here that I have got to fix. Because that is going to irk me. I wanted it short, but evidently I got it a little too short. You know, you got to have one of those bless your hearts over here moments. And I still got all these pieces, so I'm just going to tie them up. And they're so light, I don't think that's even going to go anywhere. Now, let's see what we're working with. So how about that being maybe in between those. Yes, I like that so much better, y'all. If y'all don't tell me, because I like it better that way. That was gonna irk me. I should have known it from the beginning. Okay. And then now, and I probably make and put a little hot glue and just stick my berries in here. All right. On the side. Oh, I like that so much better. Even though I moved my, oh my Lord, oh my wire. Okay. So, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Fluff my bow a little bit more. Okay, so I think we like those little beads that had, no, we don't stand out as much. I got my Dollar Tree beads and that's all I'm using. See, Dollar Tree does come through. They're not, you know, shiny or anything. They're like that good little, I don't know what these leaves are supposed to be, because I don't even think they match holly bush. And since they came from the Dollar Tree, we'll put 2 on each side. And I don't mind spending a little bit more. Let's see, the 3 things, that's probably $5 with the ribbon, maybe. Because the window, I got some of these nice people for free. And the picks probably, so less than $10, and I love it. It's something I know I'll use, even if I didn't use it for a long time, a couple years. And the thing is, if I took it apart and got tired of it, this is like my crafter mind working. I could take this apart and keep everything that I've put on here, like the 3 balls. I could change the window, like if I wanted to put like some eucalyptus, you know, a wreath on here or something, and put like, you know, everyday bow on it, or I could just put the eucalyptus on here and not put a bow on here at all. Okay, so let me go a little bit further out with this one. Y'all, I'm having technical difficulties with this side over here. Come on now, I do not need another bless you moment. I would just left it alone. Okay. The wire looks like the pick, and so I don't know which wire. Okay, there we go. Alright, I'm going to put the second one a little bit further out. Okay, now I'm not going to touch it anymore. I'm just going to hang it up. And this is all she wrote. Besides maybe fluffing the bow out. But, okay. So, I hope you can see that good. And I hope my shirt isn't messing it up. And I hope you like it. Because I love it. And it's very lightweight. I think I'd only have to put, I maybe could put a couple penny nails on each side. Or, you know, like a good one right in the center. But I'll probably do it on each end in case I've gotten it off balance. But I really love that. And I'll go in there and put it on my little hanger and take a picture of it for you and post it so you can see it. Thank y'all so much for watching. And I will see you tomorrow night. Thank you so much.